Hi Pisces, this is Jeffrey, this is Right Color, and this is your reading for 2021. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, press the bell for notifications. And I've been shuffling a lot, before the video started, so let's get started. Oh, I offer one-on-one readings. All the information is below. I don't know if I said that. Okay, let's start. We start with a big change. This is like the big change that, some people would call this destiny or your soul path, or I think the lighting is weird. Okay. My take on this card is always, have I learned my lesson? Have I learned my lesson? I'd rather do it like this. Sorry. So here he is, he's a 9. 9 is really toward the end of the story, and he's at this moment in battle, and it's like, have I learned my lesson? Have I learned my lesson? Can I just surrender, or do I need to keep on fighting? So this whole thing might have to do with money. The whole reading might have to do with, how do you juggle coin? How do I manage financially? Am I fighting somebody? What am I fighting somebody? Things are about to change though, so let's see what happens. Okay. We get the card of, being quiet, of contemplation, of meditation. So first off, maybe you need to see exactly what it is you want. What am I looking for money to do for me? Right? What am I looking for money to do for me? How do I feel embattled in terms of the energy of money? Do I feel, these are questions, right? I don't know why it's coming up like this, but this is how it's coming up. Do I feel like I am bogged down by my family, by my job, by a corporation, by some tradition, by it's interesting. This is all about institutions, tradition. It's the traditional card. So because it's over this, do I need to, should I stay or should I go with this? And in terms of how I juggle coin, where it comes from, where it goes to, how have I been blind? How have I found myself, feeling surrounded? How did that happen? And it's not helpful to say, oh, I was a victim of circumstance. Yeah, okay, that's nice. And what are you going to do about it? How can you find yourself as a victim of circumstance of being wealthy? I'm a victim of circumstance because all the money just falls into my pocket. Well, as always, you get, not always, but you get the internal card. So I got 2 3s. So 3s are about being creative. 3s are about creativity, because the 3 is, it's kind of the energy of the male, the female makes the child, right? The 3, the 3 is also the balance between the extremes. So 3 is a very creative card. You get 2 3s. One is about contract, right? One's about contract. This could also have to do sometimes with real estate. It could also have to do with working in tandem with others. This could be like a group effort, right? You get the heartache. So I feel like, there's a certain, maybe there was an organization or some sort of tradition or some sort of, it could be family, it could be marriage, that is breaking your heart. Okay, don't worry, the reading's not over. We're going to come to a conclusion. And the internal eternal light, inner knowledge, inner knowing, wisdom, knowledge. It could also be like the scholar, the sage, card of Virgo. So I always feel like the opposites are much more alike than apart. And many times you'll meet somebody from one sign and then, they'll say, oh, I hate, their opposite sign, right? Happens a lot. I see it a lot. And the reason is because, like, it's a mirror. That's why. Very interesting. Okay, I'm going to show you the whole thing. All right. Stability. Stability in the home. A celebration. A very wise, very practical queen. Very practical. She understands money. She understands budgets. She knows when to dole out the money. She knows when to keep it to herself. Yet she's very nurturing and very abundant. If this helps, this is also, for me, this is like the single mother. But the single mother who's wise with money, so she's a single mother in that, she's both mother and father. And then a gift of healing. A gift of healing. So if you feel like it's time to, give up this fight or get out of this thing because of heartbreak, I would agree with you. You're going to have to do some soul searching, but you're good at that. You're a Pisces. You're good at that. Look at that. Look at that. Attainment. Attainment. So the way to attain the wealth and the luxury, and this one is also, for me, this is like this is the female entrepreneur. Let's put her there. Right. Let's put her there. Interestingly, this card as well, this is about higher knowledge. These are both about higher. This is about inner knowing. This is about higher knowledge. This is guidance. Guidance. So there's going to be some stuff that you're going to have to look at and change in order to, get the contract, in order to become her, in order to move into this state of safety, of stability, of balance, and celebration. This is the year. This is the year. Maybe there's a way that you feel bound somehow by tradition that is in your way. I do believe that this is your year to become more financially stable, to, understand your own inner wisdom in a way that you haven't before. As we get older, hopefully we get wiser, right? So you're being a Pisces and you're being intuitive. It's the same thing as a musician in a way. So a musician, they have a violin, let's say, and they start playing it 1 year. And then by a year after, 2 years later, it's like, oh, you're really becoming quite proficient at that. You're really becoming quite proficient at that. And I think that if you keep on building on that, then you can be proficient at um, budgeting and at knowing your inner self. I think you could become quite proficient at really understanding what the light inside of you is guiding you toward, what your higher knowledge is guiding you to, you know? And the key to that, honestly, because like I've been intuitive my whole life, but for many years, my intuition would say, do this, do this, do this. And then my ego or some outside source or to fit into society, well, that's never really been my thing, but uh, would say, oh no, you can't do that. You got to do this instead. And it was like, follow your first hit, follow your first hit. And the more I do that, the stronger it gets, and the more I'm led on the right path. But the more I'm like, well, I don't know, and then I, go opposite of the way I know I should have been going in my heart. It just, always ends up like in a dark alley late at night with like, dangerous animals. You know, I'm exaggerating a little bit. You have the opportunity to really go deeper into your intuition and to find stability. Because look at this again. This is going within. This is higher knowledge. This is, inner wisdom. And there's something even about that, this is in the dark. So there's something about this. This is, they're in a church, so it's spiritual. I never read this card like this, but in compare, when I play with these cards, it's in a church, but it's in the dark. So it's like, it's the night. It's the receptive time. So even this could mean a certain understanding of one's intuition, of one's inner knowing, one's inner knowledge, in order to gain wealth. Because it's time to get out of this and get into that. You don't want to, this is rough seas, this is juggling coin. Oh, do I have enough of this? Do I have enough of that? No. She doesn't worry about that. All she's worried about is her little bird and her dress. Her bird and her dress. What else does she have to worry about? Her garden keeps on going and going and going. So I think it's like if you're an intuitive Pisces, which you are because you're Pisces, you need to step into that more fully and to follow. That was a command, okay? It wasn't a suggestion. Blessings to you. One-on-ones are available right below.